I think I'm live. Greetings and welcome. So I am live here on YouTube and Facebook. So I do have a dryer going in the background and the air may kick on. I have a little music playing. The music's too loud, please let me know. And I will quickly turn that off. So this is your weekly message forecast for August the 22nd through the 28th of 2022. And again, per request by Archangel Gabriel, for me to use The Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray for this weekly forecast. So that is what I'm doing. So I missed you guys last week. I went out of town. I just want to say a quick few things. The reason why there was no live last week. And if this music's too loud, please let me know. But yeah, I went out of town to visit family. My dad had a little place spot on his face. He finally made it to the dermatologist, and they finally told him that it was the C word, cancer, skin cancer. So it's like squamous cell, non-melanoma squamous cell type. It's not the melanoma type. It's the non-melanoma type. So of cancer on his face. So I wanted to go visit with him and went with him to, his first day to get signed in and everything. And then I stayed long enough to go to a treatment with him. So he has to do like 20 treatments and it should be all cleared up. So that is the reason why that I was not here last week, but I'm here this week. So let's get started. Let's see what beautiful messages are coming through with this deck, Keepers of the Light, guys. It will be the usual 3 cards. I will be picking a card also too this week. So again, greetings and welcome. And this is for August the 22nd through the 28th. You can pick a card or you can listen to all 3 messages. I'm sure, almost positive something will resonate with you. I hope you guys are having a beautiful, wonderful, and blessed week. One more shuffle and we'll deal. So card number 1 will be our beautiful red heart. Card number 2, which is I'm going to pick this one because I'm putting a beautiful blue heart. And I said I was going to choose the blue heart this week. And card number 3, I'm getting ready to throw it face up, will be the beautiful green heart. We'll set those over there. Grab some water. Before I get started here, are we ready? So let's see what's under the beautiful red heart for this week. If there's any messages want to come through, channel messages, I will surely bring those through for you after we read what's in the book. Ooh, higher learning, Melchizedek. It says, you have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So you have been through a lot. You've gained a lot of experience in this lifetime. So let's see what the book has to say about Melchizedek. Assuming this is in. I guess I should have looked in the front. No, it's in alphabetical order. I'll take out my glasses here so I can see better. It says Melchizedek is a high priest who is mentioned in the Bible's book of Genesis and many other sources too. He is here to assist the earth through the ascension process, which is basically moving everyone and everything back to the state of love and harmony. He appears with a bright light around him and a long white beard to match his ancient high priest ways, and is said to have his own order of light-filled priests who are able to help spiritual people develop their gifts and abilities. As he works on a high energetic level, we cannot connect with him through, as he works on a high energetic level, we can connect with him through sacred geometry by focusing on ancient star-shaped symbols. So your message here is you have learned so much to this point and are learning more every day. You are recognizing all the great lessons your experience and challenges have brought to you, and you are preparing for a transition or inner ascension where you will move beyond another level of fear and into the inner sanctum of your heart and soul. Become aware of patterns, ancient symbols, signs are being sent to you from the universe. There's a sense that you are now able to focus in a new way and offer great light to the world. Melchizedek and his order are with you now, leading you towards spiritual wisdom. Meditate and connect with their light. So here we have, if you chose this card, you have learned again so much. You have so much experience that you have something to share with others. Now is the time to really, it's like we're all going through something, our own, if you want to call it enlightenment, ascension, each in our own way. And you may be feeling this. It's like you've been through so much, but now I feel like there's a period coming. Spirit is saying there's this period that's coming for you. There's going to be like the book says, this inner sanctum, an inner peace that's coming for you. But you do really have something to really share. And if you want to connect with this big being, to learn more, to gain more wisdom and knowledge, you can connect with Melchizedek. So do have your spiritual practice, do your meditation, call in this being when you're doing your meditation to connect with him. Use the sacred geometry. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that are happening and going on to each and every one of us. But some people do not pay attention and they miss all the signs. So you may have an inner calling to work more on the higher planes, or with your guides and angels, even with this being. So now is the time to really listen to what your heart is telling you. Do you have that calling? Do you feel something inside of you? Some of you may be already working towards that, of wanting to connect, because now is a great time to really try and to make those connections, because they say the veil is very thin right now. So now would be a great time. And you may be already seeing the signs and synchronicities that your team are sending you, or the universe, whoever it is that you communicate with and talk to. So pay attention, connect with these beings, call them in, call in the angels, start asking questions, and you will get the answers. Because I feel like you have many, and your team is there wanting to help and guide you to your highest potential, to what you want. You know, they always say what you want is wanting you. So if you want to make these changes, and I feel like there are a lot of people making big changes at this time. And I feel like some of you are being called to make changes, to work in healing modality. So if you're being called to do that, or feel like you have an inner calling, please go for that. Do that. Now is the time. Don't let fear hold you back. It's like things that you have been through and went through, the challenge and the hardships, you know, and the lessons that you've learned is something you could share with other people. And a life coach is coming up too for some of you. Life coach, healing modalities, whatever it is, Reiki master, whatever it is that you want to go into, or just to really sit down and communicate with your team. Are we through? Yes, I think we are. So let's move on to our beautiful card number 2, which has the beautiful blue heart. Ooh, Master Jesus, forgiveness. This is the one I chose. I chose card number 2. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. So we've got Master Jesus, all about forgiveness. So let's see what the book has to say about Master Jesus. Oh, hang on, let me take off these glasses. I cannot see with them on. At least not in this fine print. A man who needs no introduction. Through both the Gospels and the Gnostic Gospels, we have come to know Jesus as a great teacher, a loving guide, and a generous soul who accepts us all. Although he is the focal point of Christianity, he will respond to anyone who reaches out to him. He helps us overcome sacrificial love. When we have to leave behind something in order to get the love we want. He is also the light keeper we call on for support with forgiveness. He reminds us that our connection to love is the most important connection we will ever create. His twin flame is Mary Magdalene. So the extended message here is forgiveness is an act of self-love. You are being encouraged to know that whatever you have done to yourself and others, the divine is not condemning you. You don't have to forget what has happened, but you no longer need to allow your whole story to be defined by a situation that doesn't support your happiness. Jesus is here to bring miraculous shifts of healing to you and all those around you, and to release you from the burden of self-loathing. He wants you to know that he sees the child of God within you. He also brings clarity and healing to any situation concerning your Father, either on earth or in heaven. And I want to say to any, not only your father, but your mother, and any type of clarity or healing that needs to happen in your life. this being can help you with that. It's all about forgiveness. It's all about love is like the one of the I say it's the highest vibration. Love is all that there is. Is true. Um and forgiving. If there's something that you have been carrying around, weighing heavy on your heart or on your mind, or just carrying that heavy load of something that needs to be healed or forgiven, now is the time to really release that and accept the forgiveness for yourself and for others, because that relieves that that just lifts like a heavy burden off of you, and it also heals you, and it releases karma too. I feel like it releases karma. So even if the person is not here in the physical plane and they're on the other side, or what we call the other side, the spirit plane, you can always release that forgiveness and have that healing. You can always have the conversation. And even if you really don't want to speak to the person that's here in the physical plane about any forgiveness, do it for yourself. It's not like you have to go to the person and say, "Oh, I forgive you." You can do it, you know, just you. You don't really have to go to them and say that and then start being their friend or whatever, and everything's going to be fine and dandy, especially if it's something that's hard that you've been through. No, you don't have to do that. So there's miraculous things that can happen when you call in Master Jesus, and you know for forgiveness and healing in your life, and it will change you in ways you didn't really understand or know, by releasing that burden that you have been carrying around. So this is all about forgiveness and healing at this time. And there's great healing that can happen too with Master Jesus. So all about forgiveness and healing, and carrying around that heavy burden. So call in Master Jesus if you're ready to forgive and stop self-loathing. Um, Something that needs to be healed at this time between you and someone else, or a family member, or a coworker, or someone that has passed on. Now is the time to release that and get that off your chest. So if there's something that's been just weighing, coming back up, because things will like recycle back that hasn't been taken care of. So they'll keep popping in your mind of this incident that happened or something. It'll just keep recycling until you understand that, you really need to release that, and, ask for forgiveness. That lets your, I don't want to say this, that just releases a heavy burden. It's like it releases the karma, the heavy burden that you carry, and it stops the recycling from it being brought back up, as the universe will bring it back up. And it also is healing for you and healing for the other person when you do that. Okay, so let's see what we got for our beautiful green heart of Odin. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. So we've got Odin, the Norse god. So let's see what Odin has to share with us. Odin is the Norse All-Father God who is revered to the present day. He is a powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing God. His twin flame is Freya, and like her, he has a raven totem. The story goes that he surrendered one of his eyes at a mystical spring called Mimir so that he could gain the wisdom of the ages. He is strong but somewhat a wild character who helps us reawaken our natural psychic insight and open our third eye so we can look beyond the physical senses and into the spiritual realms. He also helps us recognize that it's okay to have insights into what's happening next. After all, we are the creators of our path. Odin guards the runic alphabet too and works closely with signs, symbols, and omens. So the message here for you is you are being encouraged to look beyond what your physical eyes are showing you. Look within and follow your intuition and psychic vision. You may want to plan ahead at this time. It's important to keep your mind and energy focused on the best possible outcome. There will be signs and symbols from the light to tell you that you are on the right path. Beware of winged beings gracing your path, as it is a wink from Odin and the light keepers to say that they are honoring your work. So right off the bat, what I'm getting right now is you're not using your intuition. You're not using your inner knowing, your psychic sense, the sixth sense, whatever you want to call it. You're not using that. It's like you're really into this 3D world. So spirit is wanting you, Odin is wanting you to go more within, following your gut feeling. More listening to your intuition, listening to that subtle voice that's within you. So paying attention to all the signs and synchronicities again and symbols that are going to be showing up, and the winged creatures that may grace your presence in the coming weeks and months. And you may be already on your spiritual path. And it's kind of like, yeah, they see you and they like the work that you're doing. But some of you are just not really using your intuition. It's more you're geared into the really 3D physical world and you're not listening to your gut. It's like, and I've said this story before, you ever go into the grocery store, and I've used this before, and you pass by something and you're like, it crosses your mind, you need to pick that up, you need to get that, and then you be like, nah, I think I got some at home. That's your intuition. You get home and you ain't got it. And it's like, yeah, that was my psychic insight telling me I should get that. How many times have we missed a subtle voice because it's really subtle? And if you're not paying attention, you will miss it big time. Big time. I've done it so many times that, it's like, dang, it was right there. It crossed my mind. But I didn't lean into it. I didn't act on it. So yeah, pay close attention. In the next couple of weeks, things are going to start, you're going to start seeing more things, signs and synchronicities lining up. It's like your answers are going to be, your questions are going to be answered if you lean into it. Is there anything else that we want to say here about this? Yeah. Psychic insight, yes. Hmm. Opening up, if for those that are wanting to open up their spiritual gifts and abilities, because we all have them. Now is the time. He's saying now is the time to go for that. And there's tons of classes, courses. Having a spiritual practice is number one. Getting cards, an oracle deck, a tarot deck, whatever you want to use, a pendulum, it doesn't matter. Just start somewhere, and you too can open up yours. Psychic insight, whatever those abilities may be. But we all have that inner gut feeling, that intuition that's there. We all have it, and we really must really pay attention to that, because he's saying that that's going to guide you in the next couple of weeks to months if you pay attention and don't dismiss the little hints that you're getting about what's coming on your path. Because I feel like, um, by you choosing this card, you want to know some things. You have some questions and you want some answers. And some of you are wanting to become more psychic, wanting to open up your abilities and gifts. And now is the time to really dive deep into that. So there's tons of courses. You can find a good teacher. Um, Tons of videos on where to start if you want to go down that road. Okay. Hey, Karen. Thank you for that. All right, guys, it's good to be back. I explained, if you just came in, where I was last week about my dad. So that's at the beginning of the video. Love you guys. I'll be back in September again. Of course, I'm going back to the two times a month where I'll come live and do readings on YouTube and Facebook. So I will see you again, and I'll have your September card readings and things up real soon. And I'll see you again live every Sunday and 2 times a month for readings and energy work. All right, guys. Love you. Hope this helps you in your journey through life. Blessings, my friends, and namaste.